Hello everyone. In this lecture, what we'll do is we have just uh, got an overview of what kind of recommendation systems were, how they are different from each other in some little way. So for this part, we'll cover the. So now on, we'll try to do practical implementation of what we have just seen. So how do we do that? So before we do the practical implementation, we need to do some kind of data EDA, so that we can understand the data. Then on we'll apply whatever the information is required. So we'll later on decide what we have to do after the data EDA is done. So for this data, we'll use this group length 100k data set. So in this data set, there are 100k entries of the total data set. So total data set is very huge. It's like 10 million, 20 million, but we'll just take a small subset of that with 100k reviews, and we'll try to do ED on that. So for that, I have connected my Colab, and I will import pandas and numpy for that. And to get the data set, you just need to have this link, and you can, if I show you this link, this will lead you to this group length data set, which has several more directories, and you can download one of that. So you can see there is 120 million, one is 10 million, there are several other datasets. So we'll use this 100k from that. So I'm using this wget and then with exclamation mark to download the dataset. So if I run this, then it will get downloaded and it will be in a zip format. So if I show you just this, I got downloaded, and you can see this is zip format. I now have to unzip it, so that's why I'm writing unzip, and what are the file name is, and I'm writing -o for opening that. Okay, so yeah, file is already retrieved, and we have done the unzipping part. Now if I just refresh it, you can see there is a folder which has several the files of this. Now just we can do a little bit of read about it. I'll just open this, and so what we have here is we have 100,000, that is 10k ratings from 1 to 5. That's how it's being rated. 943 users being used in this. There are 1,682 movies in this. Each user has rated at least 20 movies. So they have set some criteria that which kind of users should be there. So everybody has rated at least 20 movies, and this was data was collected through movie lens, whatever you can read about that. And the important part is what kind of we have to see the description of what kind of data where we can find it. So the full U data is a rating by 943 users and 1682 items. Each user has rated at least 20 movies, and user and items are numbered consecutively from 1 to whatever number is this, right? So data is randomly ordered. This is a something, and there will be 4 columns such as user ID, item ID, rating, and timestamp in this. If I show you, and we can, so if we load this like this, so data, so how you have to load is, you have to take the path, you have to copy the path of u.data. So this is there, you have to copy the path, and you have to write pd dot read csv, and then you have to put the path here, right? Something like this. So content is there or not, it's okay, like you know that how loading works, but without this also it will work, right? So directly I've written here, it will work. So here you have to use some separator, like /t is how you will separate the thing. It's not a csv, but it will work, still it will work without it being a csv. And the names of columns we just now saw in the readme this readme file, that it should be this 4, right? The user ID, item ID, rating, and timestamp I have taken from there and kept it here, and that's how I'm loading my data. Okay, so I have to if I just load it, then you can see this how data is. Now the first column represent a user ID. So one user could be someone, second user could be someone, something like that, right? So this is the database management system you would have learned in DBMS. Some tables will be there, they are linked with each other. So this is a primary, and there are some other which are table linked to it, right? So you know something like that. So here we have the ID of that, and whatever the value it has, it belongs in some other table, right? For example, if I show you that the user, like u/user, if we import that, let's say user equal to something like this. So if I just import this, and I'm not sure if this should be there, but let's just do it. So you can see this is a user ID, same as this ID. So if I wanted a users, what kind of user it is, if I want more information about the user, I can come to this another table where it mentions that, okay, so the ID 1 is of 24 age, and he is a male. He works as a technician, and zip code means this is the place where he lives. Okay, so something like that information about a user is also there. Similarly, second user ID belongs to a 53 old female, and she is not, maybe she didn't disclose her occupation, and 94043 is what zip code is. So similarly, you can get same data about the items. So this item ID belongs to some movie, right? So item, if I show you, okay, so similarly what we have to do is we have to import this ml, then u dot should be item, okay, and separator and something like so here this comes encoding Latin 1. So see, I also faced this difficulty when I loaded this, it didn't, but I searched about it, and you have to use this Latin encoding and it will work, right? So some kind of encoding would have done while creating this, that's why it is there. Now I'll just not have this, and I will show you item dot head ml, oh, it should be ml/100. So this is how it is, and you can see the first or the header is something which should not be that, it should be header, there is no header here. Okay. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. Now the first ID, so this is the ID, you have to read it here in the readme file, that what does this item means, right? So you can see the first is movie ID, same as the item ID or something like that, it mentioned here, right? So this item ID is movie ID, then movie title, here the movie title is the Toy Story, then the release date, then video release date, and some IMDb URL, and all, right? So this unknown, action, adventure, animation, this all are the genre of the movie which are mentioned here. So if it is one, indicating that movie is of that genre, and otherwise it is not of that genre. Okay, so that's why this 0 1, so you will see this in a binary only. So this is how the fields are. You can replace the names here, it's up to you, it's a choice. You can replace the name, that this is what this numbers mean, that this is a genre, right? So currently I haven't used any naming of the columns, but you can replace it with that. Okay, so okay, so now we are here. So we have understood a little bit about the how database or how data is being created. Now you might be wondering what is this base and test and all. So these are the same data set with 80-20 split of this in a and then there are 5 folds of that. Okay, so 5 folds of that, if you create you will get this. So 80-20 split and 5 folds of that to do the test validation set and all that. So if you build a model, you can do the testing, so that's why it is there. Now what we have further here is I guess yeah, I guess that's all. So you can read about, let's say, some data if you wish to. Yeah, so for example, occupation is this administration, this kind of occupation. So one belongs to administrator, two belongs to artist, then doctor, educator, and something like that, right? So they created the separate for that for this occupation, but they used it here. So I don't know, it just how the data uh, or a database you create, right? So that's how they have done it. Now what we'll do is in this lecture, to just understand a little bit about the data, we will try to implement this IMDb top 250 movies, right? So how they did it. So that's how we'll do it. We have to implement this formula here. So this formula says that we have to uh, so okay. So this formula we have to implement it. So we have to find this weighted rating, which is W. So for that we'll require average rating of the movie. Then we'll require number of votes for the movie, minimum votes required, and then uh, the mean vote across the whole thing, right? So that's what we'll do. Let's do some EDA. I'll just copy this question. I'll come here and like this, right? So let's do the first one, which is very easy, like how many users or movies are there, and we already know that there are 900 something, right? So the data set we have to use is data itself, like not this item or user. That will give the data dot shape. If I show you, that is 10k, but the thing we want is data and then item, let's say id dot that's n unique. Okay, so 1682. So the data is like the same movie could have been reviewed by multiple people, right? So that's why this 10 million is, and a movie was rated by several users, right? So users are also so rows could be representing one user, but the movie is changing that, something like that. So if we try to see this, oh, first I need is user, another is n unique, like this. Okay, so 943 users are there. So this many users we have. This is, and this many items are there, or movies you can say. Okay, so this is the basic about thing. Now what we need is, we need to find how many numbers of users rated any single movie. So before we do this, you should actually get familiarized with the group by function. You might see this being used in many places in this recommendation system. Okay, so pd dot group by function you can get familiarized with. Another could be pd dot merge. So the merge function, what it does is, you have two data frames, right? So for example, you wanted to merge this item with the data. Now how will you merge this two data frames? That merge can help you, and since we have this item IDs and user IDs, and that would be common in between, so that will help you merge it correctly, right? So some you can look for this before you before you watch this. Maybe that would be a good idea if you forgot about it. So just revise this topic and you are good to go. Now what I'll do is, I will group by. So I have to do pd dot maybe data dot group by, and I have to mention what right. So I can say item ID. So if I do that, then it is grouping by item ID, right? So something like, I am calling it as G. Now I can't show you G. If I do that, so G will look like this, right? So maybe what I can do is, for ing print I. Then let's say if I break it, need 2. Yeah, so you can see this is the so this is just the first one, right, which has 452 rows joint in them, right? So this being grouped into 452 rows. Now you can see all has item ID of 1. So we what we need is we needed average for a movie as a number from 0 to 100. So I wanted average rating of a movie, right? So if I just sum this all the rating and divide by whatever number I'm getting here, I can do it, right? So I can do this averaging using this. So that's why I've created a group by object which will help me do that. Now what I'll do is I will do g dot, let's say I need to mention the column name. So from that I can say, let's say item rating, and of that mean I want. So if I do that, then I get all the mean. So item 1 has mean of this, 2 has this, 3. So this is the average rating. From 1 to 5 we have the rating, right? Just remember we have 1 to 5, and this is how the average rating are coming up for the each IDs. So this for each ID, now item ID and all. Okay, so this is what we needed for the computation of how many number of users rated any. Find the number of find the average rating of a movie. So this is average rating of a movie. Okay. Yeah, so this is actually we have computed as V. Okay, so that's what this is looking like. Now let's say I want to compute R, that is find the number of users rated any single movie. So we just need to do the count of it, right? So if I do any count, it will not sum it, it will just count how many have rated each movie, right? So if I do that, then you can see first movie was rated by 452, and we saw here also that 452 people have rated it, like this user IDs and for item ID 1. Okay. Similarly, second movie was rated by 131 and all. So that's how I can get R. Now the third question could be find the average overall rating. So overall rating is very simple, like we just need to have data and I have to mention where rating is, and I just have to take mean of that. Okay, so this is the average rating by all. So all the 100k ratings are there, and in that this is the average rating it's getting. So this is being numbered, this is being stored as C, right? So this is how C is. Okay, now there is one thing that we have to do, which is so we have R, we have C, we have V, we just need this M, right? So M is how much minimum vote you want to keep required to be listed in top 250. So currently they are using 3000, but just remember that the maximum vote that we have is 4, or could be here, right? So maximum voting, if you count or if you try to find max of that R or R dot max, so that is 583. That is the most people have voted, right, to any movie. So any movie, one movie got 583 rating only, so that is the maximum amount we can get, and we can't keep this. This is for the whole data set, right? So the bigger data set. So what we'll do is we'll keep some small number, like let's say we can keep M equal to some number. Let's say a user should have rated, so each user has rated at least 2 movies. So we need some, like let's say 40 we can keep, or maybe 50, something like that, right? So anything is fine. So that's how you can set anything. Minimum votes required to be listed in the top 250. Okay. Now we just have to compute the equation, which is I'll just which I'll just take it from here, put it back to this, and like this, right? So weighted rating is I'm just creating a empty data frame, and then I'm creating this, and whatever the value I'm getting here. So I'll just show you. Uh, so this is the formula I've copied from the above, right? So that same formula I'm applying here, and that's how I got my weights, right? So W values I'm getting using that. Okay. Mm, average rating of a movie. Okay, so this I've chosen different M. I use this. Okay, so now we have created this W matrix. Okay, and you can use anything. Now what we uh, what we have to do is uh, we can kind of see which movies are highly rated, right? So that's what the next we'll do. So for that I'm just creating an empty data frame, and this weight, you can see this is not a data frame, it's a series. So if I show you W dot D type, okay, so this so type of W would be panda series, right? So this is a series. I just need to store this in a data frame so that I need this IDs to uh, so that I can merge with another data frame, and I can get out what names of movies are there. So which movie is this, which are the popular one. Okay, so weighted rating, I'm creating a data frame here, the same function which we saw there. We can remove from here also. Now we have done the computation. Now I'm creating so whatever the index of that data frame or the series is, like this. So this is a user item ID, right? So that I'm storing here, and similarly we'll have some values, so that values I will store here. So something like that I'm storing, and finally my data frame looks like this. So it's same thing, whatever the series is, I'm just storing it as data frame now. Now from item ID we have to, so from item ID I need to get the movie names. So for that what I'll do is I'll use merge function. Okay, so how to merge is, let's say my weighted rating is there, dot merge, and then I have to mention what the right data frame is, right. So, that is item, and I am merging on left only. So, item ID and right on the 0. Okay. So, it is like I am taking this row and comparing it with the item data frame 0th. So, this 0 contains movie ID, right. Remember that this contains movie ID with that, and I am getting the values of all of it. So, as of now I am taking all of it. So, you will see that if I merge it, I get this, and I am getting name of it. Okay. So, you just need the name, you can do that I just need names and all. Okay. And we can store this as a let us say I am calling it IMDb weighted rating, right. So, IMDb. Now what you can do is you can do IMDb dot w. So, w is the one which contains the rating now, dot short values by so IMDb and then short values. So, we have to mention by here, and that would be w. So, that is what we want. So, currently it is giving me from in ascending order. So, you can see the 8 and all something like that, but we want in descending order, that would be best. So, what we have to do, ascending equal to false, if I do, that would give me that. Now, you can see Toy Story, Get Shorty and all, or maybe a popular movie. Yeah, so this work true and something like that were not so good. I think I stored on the head only, so that's why the issue was. Okay, now it resolved. Now you can see the initial movies are not so so popular. Maybe you might not have heard them. Okay, but last movies which are, so these are from last movie: Star Wars, Fargo, Return of the Jedi. These are some popular movies. So these are the last one which has a rating value of you can see 49, 42, 40, something like that, right. So, we need ascending equal to false. So, we want in descending order, that is why I am doing that, and you can see the best movies are here. Okay. So, this is how you can get it. Now, this is just the implementation part. You can do some better things like give a name like improvisation. You can do this, let us say you give any name, and or how much the ranking of that movie is in IMDb. You can search like that, something like this. So, such thing you can create on this, but this is a static thing. It will not change based on a user, it will not change based on item or something. It is a static thing. We have computed it, and it will show that these are the top movies, and it will always be top movies. If any new movie will come up, it will not take up this unless it is being included in the data set and it has better ratings and everything, right. So, that is how it is irrelevant of the user, it is irrelevant of item, what kind of it is. So, it is very static thing, and that is all it is, right. So, this is how you do the let us say this is called, you can think of this like similar to as popularity based filtering or demographic based filtering and something like that, right. So, this is how you do that. If any other kind of data set is there, let us say books data set, then same thing you have to do. So, you might have to create some formula how you want to say a popular movie is, right. So, popularity is, let us say likes, you can count more likes, more popular, any kind of so hard coded formula is what required to do that. Okay. Yeah, that is all we have in this. Next we will see what is content based filtering and how to do that. Okay. Thank you.